Da-da-da-da-da. Comedy Jonah. Hello.
We are live after the episode. What? It's like old times.
It's just like old times for me and Comedy Jonah. How are you doing on
Yay!
this fine eviction Thursday, John?
I'm doing so good. I was waiting for tonight to happen. It came out exactly the way I wanted it to. We need to clean up this house.
We need to clean up the house. We need to clean out the house. So I want to let everybody know, wherever you guys are watching, make sure that you clean up by following, liking, and subscribing. Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all your favorite social media places. Make sure that you're following us. It's a great way to help support the shows, as is sharing them. Sharing is caring. Tell a friend, a family member, a Facebook group, whatever. Of course, you can always tweet us using hashtag YRRLive. You can check out our website for 10 years of past shows at yourrealityrecaps.com. And, you know, we just love you guys for however it is that you want to help support these shows. We love yous, all we do. We do, John, don't we?
We do. Absolutely we do. Have we been doing 10 years?
It's been about 10 years. And look, I know that you all, we know that Kyle was just evicted. John and I are going to share our thoughts about this week with you. But I just want to say at the top of the morning, at the top of the show to you, because I never have time to tell you in person.
Yeah.
If you guys have any questions for Kyle, tweet me them now. You can tweet me them, or if you're a patron, put them in the patron group. We'll be interviewing Kyle tomorrow morning. So any questions that you want to ask, go ahead and leave them for me. The only caveat is it has to be things they're aware of.
Well, after his HOH, I don't know if there's going to be a lot of questions.
I already got in trouble for asking questions of things they're not aware of. So now the caveat is they must be aware of.
But he wasn't aware of hardly anything, how the house was, who people were with last week. So it's going to be hard for folks watching, including myself, to ask questions when he wasn't aware of anything.
Don't worry. I think we got this. I think I know what everybody wants to know. Are you going to put your head on a stake for us? Are you going to lash yourself 50 times for us? Are you going to go away so we never see you anymore?
I mean,
I don't know if I'm allowed to ask it.
You are. I mean, he's a cutie pie, you know. And when his mouth's not opening, he's not bad to look at.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not a big Kyle fan. Much to my God, I just put out an innocent tweet today about Kyle, and let me tell you, the children got triggered because, they didn't show it on the episode tonight, but last night on the live feeds, Kyle had a house meeting where he talked about mental health, which is, of course, his podcast. And, a lot of people were very upset about that, saying he's not qualified to do that. He's dragging out the personal feelings of the house guests. It's not fair, blah, 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 blah.
I think everything is fair.
Well, look, and all I said, which was a joke that I basically stole from Lost in chat. We discussed the show in real time during the live shows, not just here. And I just, we were kind of saying, like, it's funny that people are so up in arms about him talking about mental health when they can't wait to rip, him or other house guests apart mentally as soon as they make it onto Twitter. So it just seems a little hypocritical, to me. And that's all I pointed out.
Really?
Oh my God, the way the children twisted it. It became like, you're a racist. And I'm like, all I'm saying is maybe we could just all be nice. That's all. Look, I don't like Kyle. Well, yeah, sometimes. Apparently. But here's the thing. I don't like Kyle. I don't like his game. I'm able to say I don't like his game, and I'm able to say, of
Right.
course he was promoting his podcast. Yes, that was Kyle promoting his podcast. Is it douchey? Of course it's douchey to do. But
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that. I sent Nicole into that house to promote our podcast. So, I'm a douche too. Let's get over it, everybody. It's like a Big Brother. Let him have 5 minutes to promote his goddamn podcast. How does it affect you people?
As long as he wasn't writing prescriptions, then he's fine. Everybody can talk
Fine.
about. I can talk about mental illness because a lot of people have it. So,
I love.
If you're dealing with it, then you can be a voice for it. I don't understand. That is his podcast. It's something he does. I've never listened to it, so I don't know if he's talking about himself or someone close to him or just the topic in general. But if that can maybe sway a couple people to be like, oh, you know what? He had a messy HOH last week, but he's a human being. And here's another thing that kind of makes him a human being, because we saw him struggle when he had the one-on-ones in this episode of trying to talk to people. I'm sure it was the same thing on the feeds too, So, yeah, I think it kind of, maybe he was trying to get that human aspect out there. Like, hey guys, I'm still a human. Oh, and I have a podcast, everyone.
Yeah, I disagree. I think he was solely promoting his podcast. And call him out for that. Call him out for being like, and that was kind of my point. Like, call him out for promoting his podcast, go for it. But to act like people on Twitter are the gatekeepers of mental health and who's allowed to talk about mental health, and like any of these adults. And then I'm like, these are 13-year-olds. Like, why am I arguing with children? And I didn't. I didn't reply to anyone.
Twitter and mental health in the same sentence. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
You're on Twitter arguing mental health. Yeah. So I'm just like, what am I doing? And I didn't reply to anybody. I was like, I don't care. Nobody got it. I put out one more blanket statement that was like, and if you weren't someone threatening his family, why are you so upset? Like, people were like, how dare you? But I'm like, oh my God, I was talking about the few people that I saw going after his family, being personal, saying like, let's go any job he gets in the future. Where I'm like, oh my God, these people just make Big Brother miserable. Miserable. It just makes it miserable. And you win. And I love other people like, then leave, then stop covering the show, and blah, blah. Great, then you win. Maybe we will. And then you get to win. And then great, you won.
But you're still going to watch the show, and you're still going to have something to say, and you're still going to threaten their families, and you're still going to do all this stuff. So we might as well just cover it too.
Might as well just keep annoying you. Nothing. I don't know.
There
I don't
you go.
follow.
Now you're talking my language. Yeah.
But I don't follow people who annoy me, so I don't understand this. So are they just doing it all for attention? Like, do they not care either? Like, I'm not out there following the accounts of people I don't like.
Right.
So, like, how do they? I don't know. The whole thing doesn't make sense.
Anyway, are they following you, or are they
clearly they're tweeting about it,
or they're just looking at the hashtag, right?
Oh, okay, all right. Well, then, way to burst my bubble. God, thought I had a follower. Okay, you're right. They just found like the hashtag, I guess. What do I know? Wow, this is sad.
You know how things work, right? You know how
I'm gonna stay up crying extra long. Here's what I think all these people need to do. Here's what I would like, and then I'm going to come down off my high horse because I realize I'm sounding preachy and these are comedic recaps. But here's my last comment. Here's what I'd like y'all to do. Before you complain on Twitter about mental health and the way people are treating, how about you go volunteer some of your time and actually help people that are suffering with mental health issues, dementia. There's a lot of elderly people, I'm sure, in your community that need help. Maybe you should go deal with some real people and see what real problems are in the world and realize that you just ranting on Twitter about bullshit is pointless. Okay, thanks.
Or make it even easier and just take your medication.
Well, that would be mocking mental health, so we won't say that. But also take your medication, because we still do comedic recaps.
Feel better. You'll feel better.
Oh, it's just so frustrating. It's not frustrating because I don't care. And after this show, I'll never think about it again. But I want to talk about this week. I want to talk about this week of Big Brother because it does focus a lot, about Kyle. Obviously, and then we don't ever have to talk about Kyle again.
I I'm sure Kyle is great on the outside. We've heard this from past house guests, BB Can, USA. People think I'm going to bring all of the skill set into the house, and then they completely don't, right?
Yeah.
Kyle was talking to Arissa, talking about how, what, I'm a great listener, and I normally talk to a bunch of different people to get a perspective. I just didn't do it in this one. I let the game get to my head. We've heard that again and again. I don't think Kyle's a bad person. I just think he played a really bad game, and he wanted to be remembered. Be careful what you ask the
Yeah.
universe. You are going to be remembered as one of the worst HOHs in Big
Yeah.
Brother history.
I don't think anybody that plays Big Brother is a bad person, because then they'd have to be really stupid. Like, if you're really that horrible and you're going and you're being that stupid, look, he just had a tactic. He's an early 20-something douche, and I hope, yeah, he's just
23.
young and douchey and
I
like a
was pretty
bro.
douchey too at 23, honestly.
Yes.
So, yeah.
But let's not forget what the point of Big Brother is, I thought, was supposed to be also letting people see parts of themselves that they didn't realize. So could he just be full of shit right now in his whole pre-processed monologue and house meeting?
No.
Sure, we'll see what he does when he gets out of the house. And if he really does learn and grow, and I know I say this every damn time, then I'll give him a break. If he continues to act like a bro jock douche and be misogynistic to the women and, say offensive things, then no, I'm going to continue not to really be a Kyle fan.
Are you going to listen to one of his episodes?
No! Didn't like him before. Which is why I think it's hysterical that Twitter's like, you love him! You're just in love with him! No.
Really?
I'm not. I'm just sticking up for what's right, as I always do, and you remind me that I don't know why I do. Just reminding everyone, pump the brakes a little bit. No one's family needs to be threatened, and no one needs to be fired over a goddamn game on TV.
Or families threatened and all of that stuff. But you know what? I mean, it happens with a lot of people, a lot of males in Big Brother, Canada, USA, a lot more, it seems like. But that misogynist, all of the talking down, all of that, it kind of comes out. And I think, you hear it a lot in just reality TV, not just Big Brother, Housewives, other shows, where they're like, "Oh my gosh, when I watched the show, I could not believe the way I was acting. I couldn't believe that this was it." And so, it gives them a moment to kind of check themselves. I hope Kyle checks himself. I don't think he's probably a bad person before he went in the house, but everybody has different sides, and some sides are bad, and sometimes when you're in a pressure cooker like this, a lot of that's going to come out. And we know that. We know it. Yet we still just rip them apart. You know what I mean? That's what makes me upset. We know it's going to happen. We know they're going to crack. And then when they do, oh my God, he's a racist, misogynistic, white supremacist. You know what I mean? And it's just like, come on. Really?
Yeah. I think Big Brother is different in the sense that all other reality TV shows don't happen in real time, and it lets people watch themselves as it's airing and react and apologize in real time. I think the part that people don't get is that I think they do, but it doesn't process, is these people are not living it. Like, they're not seeing what is upsetting us in real time, so they are not able to react to it until they know. You only know what you know when you know it. And then I think people get so angry, like, why hasn't Kyle apologized for this and that? He's in the house. He doesn't know what he did. So can we just give him a minute? Before we're threatening his grandma.
I don't think... I don't think people even realize that, how much of us, like in just a day for me, all different people, social media, things I'm reading, influence my entire day. I'm not cut off from the world. They are. And you're locked in a house with strangers. You might as well be a hostage somewhere, right?
And you're making a TV show, and I'm
Right.
sorry, and I know that people don't want to hear this, but I allegedly may have more information than some people. You don't know what it's like when you go sit down in the diary room and there's a producer going, people are loving you being the villain, Kyle.
Keep it
Let's get
up.
some more villain, Kyle. Let's go there. And they gas the
Talk
people
down to
up to...
Betty. Yeah.
Yeah, they gas you up in the DR to go out and make good TV. Why? Because then we're going to fight about it on Twitter and talk about it on this show, and that's going to make people watch, and you're all just stuck in the machine. Now, can we laugh about it?
Oh, I've been laughing about it. I mean, that's when you hear them say, hey, Canada, don't give up on your boy yet. It's like,
Yeah.
and all of us are saying, you're not our boy. But that producer,
Right, so that's funny.
Yeah, saying, hey, nobody cares about Betty. She's a waste of space. Oh, it's hilarious when you didn't listen to her. Oh, yeah, just walk over. She's fine. She's going to be the pawn for the rest of the season. They love you. They love you. Yeah.
Right, they love you. Walk all over.
Imagine what they're being told and manipulated and everything else. Yeah.
Kyle, do you know it would be great if you go into the HOH room, and I'm gonna want you to walk over, I'm gonna want you to pause, and then tilt your head and squint a little and act like you're reflecting on your life's journey and how it's just beginning, and maybe voice those opinions out loud. Have a dramatic pause, we'll put music underneath it, and go. He's like, my life is just beginning. I
walk through the house.
Love this experience.
Walk through the house. I love these walls.
These walls talk to me at night and they say, I love you. I am here. I'm here.
I'm here. I made it.
I'm not queer, but that's okay because you can be what you want.
I'm here, but I'm not queer, but I'm here.
I'm here. I am here. I have my whole life ahead of me.
I'm he. I'm him.
I am he. That's my pronoun. I respect all the pronouns in this house because I'm woke.
Right.
I'm just saying, I have not been a fan of Kyle's game this season, and I couldn't wait for him to go, and I think it's hysterical that he went fourth, and the other Kyle Moore went fourth, and all Kyle Moores go fourth.
Yeah, it's really, really interesting, and I just think, it was so smart, like when they were talking about, for Gino to put him up, and I was thinking, well, I don't know if that's a great idea because, that he'd be getting rid of kind of one of his votes. But when Summer sat there and laid it all out, I was like, okay, damn, she is playing a really good game, and she makes a really great point. Like, and, even though they're all in the house together, you still don't really understand. Like, we've seen the alliance maps that Big Brother Junkie makes. There's so many different alliances and so many conversations happening. You think you are in all of it, and you're really not. Like, even Gino was like, had to think about it when all of us watching going, it's the thing you need to do, Gino. You need to reset everything, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, it just sounds like an absolute nightmare, to be honest with you, to be in a Big Brother house.
Oh yeah, you couldn't pay me to do it. You could never pay me to do Big Brother Canada. I mean, Big Brother Canada used to be the nice place to go, and now, nope. I mean, $100,000. No, thank you. And yes, Big Brother Junkie, Razor Skate, he definitely does good alliance charts. I love our live feed updaters, and Rachel makes amazing alliance charts for us as well. Want to shout them out because they
Rachel.
do so good too. Okay, so I mean, in the beginning of the week, though, I mean, were you excited over Gino HOH? I wasn't. I thought he was. I mean, I understood why he had to do it because in his mind, okay, clearly the whole house has lied to me. I guess I need to win. So, I mean, I guess it's good that he won. If there's ever an argument to make a case of you should win an HOH, he has the argument. What?
No, I was not excited over a Gino win. I was hoping, of course, for a Jess win because I love Jess. And I would think it'd be really interesting to see what she would do and how she's really truly looking at things, right? Because we see her this week getting more social, which is great because that has been lacking as far as her game and why people are targeting her just to get her out because people won't get a lot of blood on their hands. I was also really hoping, because it came down to that three-way tie, I was hoping Betty would win because
Oh, me too.
I really wanted to see how she would implode as far as,
Oh, you
I
wanted
mean,
to just watch her fail.
not just fail, but just like, the way she reacts, like, come on, Canada, please, 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 vote for, I need the safety, and it's like, you don't need it, nobody's targeting you. Like, I want to see that Betty as the HOH. Oh my God, so just, like, I was just like going, oh gosh, that would be really entertaining too, but yeah, that's what I was
I
hoping.
hear what you're saying. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to say that I don't hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, but then also this. Yeah. So, I'm good. I'm good with a Gino HOH.
You can see that even if Betty was an HOH.
Let me tell you, John, I don't know if you saw my other tweet that got a wild reception this week, but it's basically a shirtless Gino in his underwear grabbing his penis, and it's on my Twitter right now at Reality Recaps. So, yeah, you
Just turning
can.
into dirty
I'm
old
turn.
man.
I'm surprised Maximus' mom didn't have it first, but yeah, it's fire over there on the Twitter. Go and check that out. I have a feeling you might be excited at the end of the show, John, but more about that later. More about that later. I might have your HOH spoiler winner.
Oh
Okay,
my gosh.
so I think if ever there was a case for him to win, I think yes, he needed to win in this moment. It was very weird to me and it didn't make any sense why according to the edit, and it was hard for us on the feeds too because they were down so long. It seemed like it took forever for them to get on board and find out who did the vote, who didn't vote, him being mad at JC, JC being mad at him. Now we know why JC and oh my god, I forget who the other two people were, but we're like, cuddling and holding hands and freaking out during the HOH, which didn't seem to make sense, but it's because they thought that Gino had betrayed them. No, it's just, why did it take so long for them to figure out who the votes were? And JC being mad at Gino, it was also stupid to me.
It wasn't stupid to me. I understood what was happening. You have the reaction, like we saw JC Lynn have it, like, I can't believe I voted the way I was not in my alliance, who I thought I was in touch with everybody and knew how the house was going, didn't know anything, and then finds out they didn't even bother to tell her. Your vote does not even matter. We're not even going to tell you. So you have that initial shock. Then it's like, okay, well, I'm in the alliance with Gino, who is my future husband. Did he know? Did he not tell me? So you're going through all of these stages of paranoia, grief,
Right.
anger. So I get why it took them a long time, because you just don't know who to trust, right? So
Right.
I got all of that, and I was super. But what I see a lot with Canada, that I love, is that people come clean really quickly, right? They come clean with their game at the veto. They come clean with who they're nominating. I don't like you. You did this to me. Like, they're just no cards to their chest. They just show it all. So I was glad that they came clean so that JC Lynn and Gino could get back together. That made me happy.
That did not make me happy. All other things that did not make me happy, like what you're referring to, Herman going right away and coming clean to Gino. Absolutely not. Now, and by the way, the same exact moment, and don't make me, I'm just going to fast forward. I mean, we all know we were talking this, past week. The same thing when Gino went to Kyle to tell him, I'm going to have to put you up. He's like, I'm going to have to put you up, okay? All right, I got stuff to do. Bye. The fuck? You gave me Adam Pike and Anthony having a slow motion homoerotic shirtless hug at the top of that. I wanted this homoerotic fantasy love story of the two star-crossed bros that are like, no, I don't want to vote you out, but I have to, but I can, but I love you. I just wanted like this whole moment to just play out, and then I just got, oh, sorry, I voted for you, and by the way, I have to nominate you. I can't. Okay. Instead, I got freaking Kevin in a spaghetti bath.
No, that was good. I like that. And I like Kevin with stubble, too. I think he looks a lot cuter.
I'm starting to like Kevin. I don't know.
I told you!
Well, it's Betty's fault. Betty's...
You!
No, Betty came around. Yeah, well, Betty came around on Kevin, and then when Betty comes around on Kevin, it's making me like Kevin. Like, ooh, if Betty likes you, then I guess I'm missing something. So I blame Betty.
I knew Betty was going to come around. I just came around early with Kevin. I told you, I like Kevin. He's playing a good game. When you look at all the different alliance maps, you know, Kevin's not in a whole lot. It's, I got your back. He got his back. I got her back. He's playing a really smart strategic game. And I think, you know, also Summer is too. But, you know, Kevin in the spaghetti, you know what? I loved it because you know what? He had fun. He sold it. That's what I like to see, more of that. I love the spaghetti thing. I was glad that the phone came back. I forgot all about the phone. Did you forget about the phone? I was like, oh, that's right.
I did not.
The phone.
Yeah, I mean, we knew about the phone from the live feeds.
No, we knew about it when Jay got safety. And then
I mean, we saw this kind of play out on the feeds.
Right,
the other day. We saw the people answering the phones.
But I'm saying it's been like a week, 2 weeks that we haven't seen the phone, and I forgot all about the phone. And I was like, oh, wow, that's right. There's a phone.
Yeah, I guess I did. I guess I forgot about the phone. I did forget about the phone, just like I forgot about have-nots.
Oh, I forgot about them. I was shocked when they were all have-nots.
I was like, okay, wait, we're have-nots again? And then now I know that we all had issues watching the show live in the US tonight. I'm confused. Was there a have-not room? Like, I didn't see a have-not room, so they just made them have-nots, but there wasn't. It just seemed like
when they got back from commercial and there were some glitches, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, we're have-nots and we've been eating this and we had to take cold. I just think that they had to eat slop and they had to take cold showers. I don't think there's a have-not room, right?
Yeah, I know that the house was on slop and cold showers because of the feeds, and I know that
all week or just all day?
Most of the week. And I know that we haven't seen a have-not room on the feeds. I just also know, like, I love how people are like, how do you not know this? I'm aware of what's happening. I'm asking the question because they are very good at hiding from us, like, stuff on the feeds. You know what I mean? They're very good about not talking about the comp, not talking when people are in the house, hiding, I could see them hiding a have-not room. So I was just wondering, did we really not see anything at all? So I guess we didn't. So yeah,
no.
I mean,
and I think we would have saw it this week in the episodes if there was one. I mean, you know, they love a good room that's sponsored, right? So they're going to show the room, and I'm sure, you know, Quaker Oats is sponsoring the Have Not room for slop, right? Isn't it oatmeal?
No, it is something. And look, and I'm all for what they did tonight, by the way. We don't need a have-not room. Give them a prize room. Give them an Expedia room. Again,
at a beach. Give them a beach.
Give them a beach. I am all for not torturing these people. Being in that house is torture enough. They need to start giving these people a little more amenities. They don't need to be so cut off and miserable. I honestly think they would play a better game. Like, I know that we're keeping them miserable and stressed out because it builds paranoia and creates drama. But I mean, I also think if I don't know. I just think they would play better also if they weren't so stressed all the time.
I just think it's sad that they don't have a better backyard. Like it's just a big sound stage. Like they have that little area with the spa, and I guess yeah, it's cold and it's kind of snowing, but yeah, I mean, you know how like the US, they get to stretch their legs, they can exercise outside. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's not really a backyard, right?
Yeah. It's not really a backyard. They just have the hot tub area. We know, we've been in it. It's just that little hot tub area.
Mhm.
Um, what do we? So now, what do we think about Marty from earlier in the week as well? I know people when it was happening, people were like, "Oh, we want to know what you and John think of Marty being so upset about Gino saying you have betrayed me and I cannot trust you," and he touched his fingers when he made his list.
I
Get the
loved it.
fuck over it, Oh my god, Marty. Marty, come on, bro.
Listen,
Get over it.
that guy was hit right in his pride, just right there, you know? And I just think that it had been such a whirlwind, right? Like, was brought into this alliance. What do we do now? We're restructuring. It's Kyle's HOH. Oh, you should put up, Josh, and it was Marty's. I mean, a lot happened. And then all of a sudden now Gino, his French connection, you know, bromance is like, you are untrustworthy and dishonest. And, I would say it in French if I could. And so I just think all of that, which is all came to a head. And I totally get why he was like that. And I loved how Gina was in there saying, hey, I was just saying this. This is how I felt. You did one thing and then you turned on us. And, you messed up. But I'm not on, you are, but I said it because just to say it, it's just a game. Like he tried to explain it. And I think once he won the veto this week, that he did, he was able, Gino's like, say it back to me. Say it back in front of all of Canada. What a piece of crap I am. So, even
And
Steven, I
he was
hope
going to
goes to,
take that. And
yeah,
he took him up on that offer.
he sure did.
I'm going to say to you what my good friend says at home. Go fuck yourself with the fucking spoon. Okay? Okay, so
You
that's that.
suck a big suck.
You
I mean, I
suck.
don't know.
Reality recaps at home will suck back if you want. Okay, bye bye.
You,
Okay. Okay.
you
I
suck
can't
a
with
big
Marty.
brother. Yeah.
He was upset about it for so long. Like
Yeah.
he was not getting over it. It was just bad gameplay, in my opinion. I also love Courtney in chat says, I can't believe that Marty is 10 years younger than John.
Oh, is he only 41?
He's my age.
He's 47?
I'm 42, John. And I think I look good.
You got good lighting.
I think I look good. Look, Marty's
Thank you,
French.
Courtney. Thank you.
Marty is
Merci.
clearly
Merci, Courtney.
Marty is clearly French, and as you know, if you're a longtime listener of this show, I have a grudge against people from New Jersey and French people. So I'm not saying that I'm a scientist. I'm just saying, apparently, if you're French, you don't age well. That's all. And if you're from New Jersey, you're probably beaming with radiation. But whatever.
Oh, gosh.
That's all.
Merci. Oh,
Clearly, I don't have enough people that
merci.
apparently don't have enough people mad at me for not understanding a joke today.
Let's just talk about mental illness more.
I think I don't know. Marty again, there's something insincere to me about Marty in the same way that there's something insincere to me about Kyle. And like
No.
I said this day one about Kyle, and no one was on board, and then everyone got on board, that there's just something not genuine to me about Kyle. And I kind of saw it tonight with, I'm sorry, Marty, but when he's like, when I do the hockey, I don't let anyone say the N word or the F word. And all that I took away from that is Marty is screaming the N word and F word during all of his hockey matches. I start the beginning of each season telling everyone no N words, no F words. You do know what the F word is, right? I'm just like, this is weird.
I was cracking up when he was like, oh, and then the F word too. I'm like, ooh, the F word. I was really shocking that Marty was really having trouble following along what Summer was saying as far as, I thought it was a really interesting way she presented it, like loving your outside first and then start to love your inside more, similar to the US. I mean, Canada really wasn't built for people of color as far as financial institutions and all of that stuff where the playing field's even. It's not like that in the US. I believe it's not like that in Canada. So you would think Marty, being of his age, would kind of understand this a little bit, but what I got was he was having a little trouble following along, and I was like, why are you having trouble following along? Like, this is kind of bizarre. That's what I understood. I don't get that he is like Kyle with the unsincere, right? I really think he is sincere and he is very and is a very emotional guy, unlike Kyle, where he's at the table going, hey Gino, fuck you, just kidding.
Okay, I guess insincere is a bad word to use when it comes to Marty. And look, again, Marty is the exact example of what I am talking about. And he said it on the episode. I come from a small town that is not diversified and da-da-da-da. And that is not an excuse, like, ignorance is not an excuse, but it is a reason. And now, when he comes out, hopefully, I'm not saying he's done anything, but hopefully he comes out and he looks at that scene and feels the way and goes, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that like that or this like that or da-da-da. I'm just saying he's going to be someone who I think it is great, who has been put into this house with so many different types of people that, hopefully he brings that back to his town. And hopefully hopefully he brings that back to where he came from.
Yeah. And it's a small town. There is a bit of ignorance there, and, you see him trying to add to the conversation and the N word and the F word and, wasn't really understanding it. And I think I was like, hopefully maybe something we're not seeing on the show is that maybe he has a conversation with Summer later about it or something. I see Summer being someone who's super open about it and also respecting the fact that he's probably not going to ask some of the questions great. But she will be forgiving and let him know about it. So that's how it plays in my head, at least, I hope.
Yeah. I that's what I hope for all of them. I hope that everyone in that house, regardless of who they are given a chance to make mistakes and learn and grow from them. 'Cause I don't think any of them are bad people. Yeah, I don't think any of them are bad. I was trying to think, is there anyone I think's a bad person in there? Nah, there's not. There's not. So I just... It was very interesting to me to see Gino's original choices, having him go, with a Jess. I was like, okay, but why? Didn't a Jess nomination seem weird to you? I understood Marty, but I understood Marty. That was the betrayal, blah, blah.
Well, but, he had to do Marty because he needed to send a message, right?
Yeah.
And, I think he just chose Jess because, we had such a messy HOH the week before that if Marty takes himself off, then he does. Most likely him competing against Jess, Marty's going to win. If Jess goes home, it's not going to be a lot of blood on his hands, right? But he still had a successful HOH, right? And it wasn't too messy, and his alliance has stayed. So I think that's probably, if I was in his shoes, what I would be hoping for. But then, of course, as we saw the week progress, Marty winning the veto, and then just Summer really getting in his ear about Kyle.
Do you think, I wonder, people watching in the chats now, and of course you can leave it in the comments below, do you believe that Marty and Gino can work together going forward? We saw Gino win we saw Marty win the POV, go to Gino, have the talk, say, obviously, I'm getting rid, I'm going to use it, but, I still want to work with you. We can get over this. We can get past this. I see yes, for sure, says Jenkins in the chat. Southern Girl Jen does not think that Marty will get over it.
I think Marty will, because I think he got a chance to say some crap to Gino in front of Canada and the US and everybody else and the world. And I think he's already even starting to get over it. I think if they get together, what I would like to see is that they don't tell anyone, that they get that final French Connection 2-0 together, and they just kind of, go to Final 2 together.
Is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. You insulted me on the show in front of Canada, so now I get to insult you back. Okay. And I'm supposed to agree that this is the great coaching that the children are getting. When someone does something to you, you're allowed to do it back to them.
You heard it here, folks.
I can't. I'm sorry. There's something about him. It's weird. You heard it here first.
You heard it here first.
I just can't with him. I don't know. I just can't. So moving on, to after the POV, like I said, we see Gino go have that conversation with Kyle and be very much like, I just got to put you up, and I hope you understand, I got other stuff to do. Kyle was just kind of like, I get it. Okay. Like, there was, no real fight there at all. I wanted them making out and wrestling on the floor, at least a little.
Okay, so...
where was the anger?
Why does the anger have to turn into sex with you?
It always does. It does. It's called passion. It's called passion, John Richardson. Clearly you don't have that.
I'm trying to do this whole game thing, and they're just leading me into naked man sex.
No, I'm just saying, it was literally Gino being like, look, Lord knows.
I couldn't figure out why he even told him at all.
I know, and Lord knows I love him, dumb and hot, but Gino was like, can you come here for 1 second, okay?
That's what I don't get.
I have to put you up.
I would have just put him up, and then maybe that would have just stunned him enough to not try to fight to be saved, and maybe enjoy your last moments in the house, because literally the first conversation that they had, nobody wants you here, and you're wrecking my game. And then he officially told him later that he was going to be on the block. Canadians are very polite, whether they're on the Montreal side or they're on the Vancouver, BC side. Everyone's really polite and just like, let me just take you aside for a second. I'm putting you up.
I just want to let you know that putting you on the block.
You're wrecking my game, monsieur.
Je m'appelle Gino. Put you on the bibliothèque. The biblioblock. Je m'appelle Gino. I put you on the biblioblock. Okay, bye-bye, Kyle. Bonsoir. Bye-bye.
Au revoir. Au revoir.
Au revoir. French macaroon. French macaroon. Eiffel Tower. Et blah, blah, blah.
French macaroons.
You go bye-bye. You go bye-bye.
Au revoir.
Au revoir, Kyle. Bonsoir. I don't know.
They're very polite. And so I was like, okay, that's nice. But is that to be like, I do want to be friends with you outside the house? I don't know. It's just, yeah.
It was stupid. For two people that were painted as ride or dies last week when Kevin was using it as the ammunition to get Marty to flip on them, it seems to have gone so far south so quickly that if I was Marty, I would be questioning Kevin at this point. But that was also my point about the freaking Marty's rage. Marty, he should be pissed at you. You were the reason that Josh went up. They should be pissed at you. That would literally be me, like me going, John, we're going to do a show tomorrow at 8 o'clock. We're going to do a show tomorrow. And you being like, oh, I'm sorry. I have dinner with my mom, who I haven't seen in 5 years. Well, John, I'm sorry. The show is very important. You need to cancel dinner with your mom. And then you show up and I'm not here. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, are you mad? Oh, well, you have to let me be mad at you now. Are you mad that I didn't show up? Well, I get to be mad back at you now, publicly.
It's really not apples and apples.
I'm bad at analogies.
You're just so bad at analogies.
Just really not good at analogies. Very cold, weathered. Yeah, really I talk to a dementia patient all day, so you know I'm losing my touch. The bibliothèque is a library. Whatever. I took 4 years of French. That's what I remember. L'ananas is pineapple, I think. I don't remember. Now look, if they wanted to teach me French, they should have had Gino as the teacher. Then I would have been like front and center.
Honey, the bibliothèque being a library, she sure read you. Ooh, yeah, girl.
Sure did. So whatever. Kyle on the block again, disappointed in his no fighting. I want to say to people, but I mean, again, we've kind of talked about this. I'm live every day, so of course we talk about these Big Brother things. People don't care. I want to say, let me know in the comments below if you're upset that you think Kyle should have fought more. But everybody's answer all week has been, no, we hate Kyle. We don't care.
No, and I think as Kyle was trying to feel people up, like we saw Helena's conversation with him on the episode this week or tonight, you know, it's like, oh, and kind of where do you think you're sitting, or how'd you think my HOH went? Oh, there were times when you wouldn't even tell me you told me what was going on, but you never discussed anything with me. And sometimes I didn't even find out what was going on for like a couple days. When I think he was getting that information, he got it from her, he got it from Betty. Then it was just like, oh, you know, things are a lot worse than even I thought they were. So yeah, that's going to unmotivate you to really fight. I thought his conversation was interesting with Herman when he was talking about, listen, if I stay around, I'm going to be a target because of last week's HOH. That was kind of a smart thing to do. But he didn't understand really the gravity that every single person was going to vote for you. We all knew it was going to happen days ago, you know, and it was just a matter of time.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it was just really interesting to finally see his face realize, oh crap, you know, I really read this thing. Now, what do we think about the secret power and the clue, the number 12?
Well, as we learned, if you watched the exit interview with Stephanie last week, this is clearly something this cast likes to do now. On the way out, they like to just throw out nonsense to trick the house. Boy, it's almost like production's telling them to do it.
But you know that production doesn't get in the way.
No, they
Production.
don't. Yeah. It's weird. Like to create paranoia because you know how everyone's been doing it now for some reason.
But I just think it's just such an odd thing to just, how do you sit there and just think about it?
Because they think, well, what Stephanie, you can go back and watch the Stephanie interview. She explains it more. But in general, you know, they sit in that house and they let their brains spin and go crazy, giving them something to focus on that is irrelevant to the game is kind of like a funny FU to do to them on the way out. Like, there's so many important things you could be focusing on game-wise. I'm gonna make up this total lie to drive you insane. Now you're going to be thinking what the number 12 means. You're going to be looking around the house for a power. Did I get it? And by the way, our big brother doesn't allow that shit. You are not allowed to use production as strategy.
Right.
So I don't know why why he was allowed to do that.
That was the other thing. I thought it was real because I know, US doesn't allow that. So, but then
because everyone would do it.
Yeah, but then Arissa mentioned it like, we all know that's not true. And it was just like, wow, I had no idea they were allowed to do that. Plus, I mean, if they all are kind of in on the joke, then,
They're not all in on the joke is the thing, and I don't know why it's not being clarified to them, because again, that doesn't seem fair to me.
But I also think it's funny that someone like Kevin's probably running around looking for 12. Oh, there's 12
Kevin is looking for 12.
There's 12 bottle caps on the wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, yeah. It keeps going nuts. And that, I think, is hilarious. And I think Kyle sold it pretty well as well. What do you think at the end?
No, I don't think he sold it well. It'll be interesting. When the feeds come back on, I think we'll know how well he sold it. Well, I mean, they are back on for people. No, I think there are people that, in other words, I think Gino would know that Kyle would have told him, as would JC, and then, the people that they're close with are going to find out, no, he didn't. It's going to spread through the house that it's BS.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's going to.
But I even want to see that. I even want to see that too, so that's funny.
Well, I'm excited to see this HOH. I'm wondering who the legends are that are hidden behind the doors.
And these legends can not only be Big Brother Canada, but they could be US people too, right?
I mean, they could. I doubt it, but they could.
Well, we've had Dan's, and we've seen them over there in Canada. We don't know.
Sure, I'm going to go ahead and spoiler alert and say it's going to be Canadian players. Spoiler alert, it's going to be Canadian players. Now, before we wrap up, John,
okay,
I can spoiler alert and let you know who the new HOH is.
Oh my God. All right, let me do a Betty.
Well, but first, let me remind everybody that wherever you guys are watching, make sure that you follow, like, and subscribe, because that's what helps us keep bringing you these shows. Of course, you guys sharing the shows, putting them in your favorite Facebook groups, etc., is a great way to help support the shows. You can check out our website, yourrealityrecaps.com. For 10 years of shows, you can watch me live every single day on You Now, John over there in the Patreon group when he's doing his cooking shows. You can watch the old ones back. And then we're usually twitching every single night as well. So many fun shows for you guys all day long. We appreciate and love all the support. John, who do you think is the HOH winner?
Jess!
You're correct.
Are you kidding me?
Nope.
Oh!
That's not good. They're going to go after Gino. I mean, based on the GRs of this week, I feel like they're going to go after Gino.
Oh, just get a picture. Get it over with.
All right, if you say so.
Yeah. I'm more of a Josh.
All right, well then be a Josh, John. Don't be a Josh. Don't get me wrong. I love Josh too, but again, you're never gonna. I'm all caught up in my wire. You're never gonna do better than a Gino, in my opinion. Sorry, but look. We'll talk more about it with you guys on the weekend. Maybe we will come back and do a spoiler show. You guys let us know if you like this nighttime show. Of course, you can follow me at Reality Recaps. You can follow John at Comedy Jonah. Do you have any final thoughts for the week, John?
No, I love doing nighttime shows. It's night.
It's night and nice. Don't forget to comment below, share the show. We will see you guys all on the next show. And tweet me your questions for Kyle now, or leave them over in the patron group, and I will ask him them tomorrow morning. Bye for now, everybody. Bye, friends.